about the impact of COVID 19. And today, our topic is COVID 19 impact on artists. Artists are simple people with a complex mind. The artists see what others only catch a glimpse of. An artist is a person engaged in an activity related to creating art, practicing the art, or demonstrating an art. The common usage in both everyday speech and academic discourse is a practitioner in the visual arts only. The term is often used in the entertainment business, especially in a business context for musicians and other performers. Auditoriums have fallen silent with music festivals and dance performances across the globe being cancelled. Art transcends all barriers and boundaries. With art, there is no race, religion, age, or color, just the joy of rhythm. A joy that melts diversities and has the power to bring people together in one voice. The current COVID 19 pandemic is enough to daunt even the strongest, but dance and music, with its unique power, is already serving as a useful vehicle of hope and positivity to bring relief into a world that could be perceived as struggling under a huge cloud of uncertainty and gloom. Dating back to history and ancient civilization, dance and music were always been used in various ways, be it prayer, celebration, or war. Today we are in a war of a different kind. The whole world is fighting one common enemy, the coronavirus. In times like these, where people are forced to insulate themselves, dance and music are slowly becoming a common way to bring people together and cheer them on. The internet is full of free concerts and celebrated dancers, singers, and artists are beaming out art from their living rooms, making the experience so much more real and personal. Just what the doctor ordered to spread hope and reassurance. A lot of performances are also being shared on the internet as a way of keeping people engaged and positive. Aside from this, individuals and groups are sharing all kinds of dances and music. During the pandemic, on an important aspect of the society is has been overlooked is the difficulties the artists are must be facing, not the mainstream artists, not of who to release their work on OTTs, but the folk and theater artists, the storytellers, and the classical music and dance performers. What happened to them during COVID 19, especially in the daunting economic crisis that everyone is faced with right now? These artists were struggling to keep their art from alive even before how rapidly the meaning of entertainment and art was changing due to globalization, and now with the COVID 19 hit. Everything has come to a standstill during the epidemic. Work, weddings, music, and dance concerts, theaters, and while some of them could somehow survive this pandemic, largely it takes some time for the indigenous art forms to get back on their feet. And to discuss today about the COVID 19 impact on artists, we have a very, very talented, elite, experienced panel with us. And I would like to start with my first guest, and she is Kala Tilikam, Dr. Vinduja Menon. Dr. Menon is a renowned Indian classical dancer, singer, and actor. She is a master's in Indian classical music and doctorate in dance and music from Kamraj University, Madurai. In 1991, she was given prestigious Kala Tilikam title. She won many awards such as renowned actor late Shri Prem Nazir Award, All Kerala Social Service Association Award, Doordarshan famous Nana Award, World Malayali Conventions Award held at New Jersey, USA, Polari Arts and Cultural Association Award at Kuwait, etc. She performed all over India as well as in USA, Germany, Switzerland, Australia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Singapore, Malaysia, and UAE. In 2006, she assisted Srimati Vimla Menon in choreographing a Mohinni Natyam,
Mohiniyattam.
Mohiniyattam dance performance with 1,200 dancers, paving the way into World Guinness Record Book. In acting, she won several awards, including prestigious Kerala Sangeet Nataka Academy's Best Actress Award, Surasu Memorial Best Actress Award, Pravasi Bharati Chalchitra Ratna Award, etc. She anchored various TV programs and stage shows, including Asianet TV's first musical program, Sa Re Ga Ma. She dubbed voices for many movies and serials. She acted in 28 Malayalam movies. She is also honorary secretary of One Man Expert Commission, Government of India, Ministry of Labour. She coordinated various stakeholders, organized meetings and webinars, collated opinions, suggestions, and views, etc., on soft power under the guidance and leadership of Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, IAS. She drafted the report on art and culture, which constitute India's soft power. Welcome, Dr. Vinduja Menon, on our show. Dr. Menon, you have heard what report I read, and you being a renowned artist yourself, and the COVID-19 has impacted everyone around across the globe. Now, we would like to know from you the COVID-19 impact on artists. Dr. Vinduja Menon, please.
Thank you, Mr. Goel. A very warm good morning to you and to the renowned panelist we have, the singer P. Unnikrishnan sir, Unniyatan, the great dance teacher from Kerala, Job Marsh, and to all those who are watching us live now. Before I answer your question, Mr. Goel, I want to take this opportunity to specially congratulate you for the great initiatives and efforts that you have taken to conduct and organize all these, webinars, the innumerable number of webinars on various topics, especially which is very, very relevant during this pandemic situation. And I think it is very, very appreciative and very commendable. Congratulations from not just from me, from all the artists across the world. Thank you so much. And I want to start today's discussion on a very positive thought, which hit me during the most crucial times during this pandemic situation. I think the world has recognized and understood the values and importance of entertainment, the importance of art forms, which helped us to survive the most crucial pandemic times with much more easiness. And it helped us to stay connected. It helps us to stay, in a very good mental and physical stability. And I actually feel very privileged and honored to be one among the huge, great artistic community, which has given back to the society at this crucial time. It's such an immense pleasure and proud to become and to being an artist as such. Many a times we have dwelt and lived in our past times. We have planned a future so ahead, more for our future. And I realized at this time what more important is now, here at this very moment, what we are living. I think that is the most important lesson which hit me during the pandemic crisis. It's not the past, it's not the future, it is the moment that we are living now. We have seen the reinstatement of humanity, gratitude, and more focus on compassion. As the late Schumacher rightly said, small is beautiful. We have started appreciating, encouraging more of small things, which is more beautiful, which we have never realized in our times. So that is a very good positive thing which I have realized, and which I'm trying to focus more on these times. Having said that, I don't think just the pandemic crisis, but I think, but even more, even maybe for the past 3-4 years across India, the artists are suffering from the continuous hit of natural calamities, with a combination of inattentiveness and careless attitude from various directions. Hence, they are traumatized, they are petrified with lack of working opportunities, the kind of economical and financial crisis, various instabilities, what not actually to add on here. See, when we think about art and artists, the first thing which comes to our mind, to anybody's mind, is the glamour, the sheer brightness that we see in and around art forms, the successful stories and names from the industry, the wealthy and worthy positions they have. But the actual truth is that the successful stories and the names that we hear is just handful. Behind and beyond all the smiling, glamorous faces, there are so many sad and traumatic stories. They are trying to excel or trying to make a living out of these art forms. Somewhere, I tend to remember a famous quote, rather a saying of a legendary actor, a veteran actor, Charlie Chaplin, who says, "I always like walking in the rain, so no one can see me crying." I think this statement is absolutely true, especially with the artist in India, especially. This truth of the smiling face and then crying inside, which is the truth with the artists have been tolerating or abiding with for many years. While thinking on the aspects, I think one of the main reasons in India especially, art and artists are never considered or never labeled under. Let me the kind of inverted comma I wanted to say, the professionals. They are never labeled as the professionals. When we think about professionals, it's just engineering or medicine or law or commerce, but never ever art. We are very skeptical. In fact, our parents are very doubtful whether our children has to pursue or choose art as a career. Performers, learners, seekers, and all that associated with art is always considered and labeled and treated as, I think, entertainers. Yes, they are entertainers who make us happy, who make us think, who emote their emotions, who make us feel successful, like an achiever. But at the same time, they dedicate their time and hard efforts not just to build their own career, but they are also trying to build up the soft power of our country, which we always ignore. Professions like medicine, engineering, law, of course, they have, when we even think about it, we think, wow, what an achievement. They have spent so many years, they have put a lot of time, their efforts. We tend to build up on that. But I have no offense, I do respect all these professions because that's the content of our times. But when we identify a child who has a potentiality of art, who likes art, it at least takes 10 to 15 years of their lifetime to learn the basics of art in any art form, the material of any art form, 10 to 15 years of basic learning, then practicing, understanding the art form, and then only slowly the excelling happens. So actually, by the time the steps of mastering happens, 20 good years is gone, or 25 good years is gone. And when you start mastering, it's actually a lifetime process. Your journey is for lifetime. It is not 10 years or 15 years of your time. It is a lifetime. The moment when you are recognized and called as an artist, you are at 60s and 70s. I think Unniyatan and Jogmash would definitely agree on this point, that it's a lifetime journey. It's not just like any other. So there is no comparison with art as a profession to any other profession, I would say. So it's a lifetime journey of process. Every time when I think about art and its related thing, this point comes to my mind many a times. It crosses my mind many a times. We have heard many times about the campus interviews, in the universities and colleges and big international firms or the local companies barging into the universities, grabbing their candidates for their firms, with glittering and glamoured packages and offers. But have we ever heard about any art institution, or for that matter, any companies or firms which promote art, going into any of the colleges and selecting a student for their art career or for the benefit of art? We have never heard that. Let's talk about quotas. We have heard sports quota. We have heard quotas reserved for unprivileged communities. But have we ever heard about art quota anywhere? Anywhere? So I see a contrast here. I see some unevenness here and there, which has to be rectified, at least at this pandemic times, is what I feel. Uh, the small letter of art, A-R-T, has actually evolved and magically branched out into various art forms. In Bharadas Natya Shastra, we say it as 64 art forms, but I think now at this contemporary time, it should be more than 64 for sure. So since each art form has its own identity, its own skeleton, its own bones and nerves and veins, I think the most important, it has most importantly heart and soul. So it is unique. And so the requirement for each art form will vary from, art form to art form and to artist to artist. To make my point much more clear, see, when I am performing on stage as a dancer, when I am performing, I have to take care, I have to ensure that, my makeup, my jewels, my costumes are attractive enough. And of course, I have to have a good rapport, practice sessions with my orchestra, my live orchestra. Now that it's CD, but I prefer to do only live, so my live orchestra. And then it's very important for a dancer to have a good stage. The lighting is very important. The audio sound is very important. The vision for the audience is very important. Even the curtain dropping is also very important. The background curtain is very important. So smallest, slightest thing, what we think that is not important, is very important for a dance recital. But when Unniyatan is performing his musical concert, let's say like that, it is not so mandatory that he has to be, in a very well dressed, but it can be in a normal, decent dressing. So the dressing can be a little okay. It is not necessary that it should be a big lighting, because music is all about hearing, right? Hearing. So it's basically, he doesn't have to mind whether it is the length and breadth of the stage. So what I'm trying to say is, each thing matters in art form. To excel and to learning is a process, and same way the implementation of things in art itself is a big thing. So you see, when a carpenter doesn't have a right tools in his hand, then he wouldn't be able to give a creative imagination as an artwork, right? So every art form is unique, but then the policies or whatever help or support or aid that we are getting cannot be the similar. It shouldn't be the similar. So sometimes I think, because of the vast amount of varied art forms, especially in India, we have, of course, we do have policies and schemes, but which is not sufficient enough to support the artist who is actually, in such a traumatic situations. I don't want to discuss the traumatic situation, because we have discussed this n number of times. We have heard the traumatic conditions, or what the difficulties that artists are going through. So let's now discuss about something. Where are we lacking? Where should we cover it up? Where should we revitalize it? So when we planned our future of a country. I think it was very well planned. We very well planned our constitution, the infrastructure, the economic and social, political, financial capabilities were very well planned. Of course, now the education policies are upgraded. There are new policies implemented. But what we actually forgot is to reform and improve the soft power of our country, which is the artist. Art itself is a movement. I believe that. I think the social reformation which happened, happening, and going to happen is in any country is art driven for sure. So we have great incidents and scenarios in our history where we can see people are getting influenced by art, culture, tradition, heritage, which means the impact of art can bring the impact of art is so immense that which it needs more attention and revitalization. I actually believe art is the movement which we have to, any government or any country which has to have a more focus on it. See, India is actually very naturally blessed. I don't have to tell any one of you, but any of the listeners as well, because we know India is truly blessed naturally. And it is the richest country ever, especially in cultural aspects too. I don't think India can be compared to any other country for that matter, for its richness, especially in culture, tradition, heritage, art. So now it's high time that we realize the potentiality of soft power in our country and get into action mode. Action mode from the government, from the society, from the people itself. So I think more of revitalization, upgrading action plans and policies, giving the artistic society. I think giving something to the artistic society is something giving more to the country itself. So we have to let's not grip and crave on just the grievances at not now. Let's go beyond it and plan more effectively on the welfare of the artist. When the welfare of the artist are taken care, automatically art forms and will flourish much effectively, much positively in and around the world is what I believe. I think I want to reserve my thoughts here at this juncture. I would like to hear from Munnettan and Job much, because I know they are all more experienced than me. So I would like to hear from them before I go into our next discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Menon. I have taken you in the beginning of the program because you were associated with the one-man expert commission, and that's why you know what is happening from the government side also, which we will discuss. Right, which we will be discussing in the next segment. Okay. Now, I would like to invite. But before that, I would like to just summarize what Dr. Menon says. Two, three things she said very important. First thing she said that it is a very positive time because we have realized during the pandemic the value of the life, the value of the gratitude, the compassion, etc. But she says the unfortunate part is that it is not only the pandemic or the COVID. Before that also for 3-4 years or more, the artists were not giving the right place which they deserve. And she specifically says that nowhere the artists are categorized like the professionals, which when we talk about the professional, we always consider the doctors, engineers, and other professions as a professions, advocates, etc. But we never consider the artist as a profession. So she said that because it is not easy to become an artist, one has to spend so much time initially to learn. And when they become artists, and if they are not getting proper support from the society and the government, then it is not a good thing for the art and for the artist and the society or the country also. And she said that in India, this form, because we always see in India few artists, those who are wealthy, those who have having name, and we consider that all artists are in the same, but we forget that it is only very few selected one. What about the others? The majority of artists who are not that wealthy, who are not getting that much work, and their sufferings are not seen. And she has given a quote of Charlie Chaplin also in that way. So she says, but she also mentioned that India is the richest country as far as the art and culture tradition is concerned. So she says we have to understand and explore our own inbuilt tradition and the art and culture. If we will do that, then country, because the soft power is the time now where all the countries, and I will add one few things here, that I have done a program on software recently, and surprisingly all other countries including China, they are starting universities in India to sell their to market their art and culture. Earlier, when we were very small student, we still remember that Soviet Union used to send their literature along with a free calendar, almost free, so that we were and they were selling it in the school and colleges to influence our art and culture. But unfortunately, India is lacking behind it. India should do it. And when we had done a program, the suggestion was that India must depute their artists on a rotation basis to different countries attached with the embassy there, so that those artists will perform there, discuss with them, and see to it that our art and culture can also be promoted. And everybody knows that our art and culture is so old. We know the Nalanda University and whatnot. So that is, and according to Dr. Menon, if we will do it, which the governments are doing it, then we can very well see to it that our country can rule as far as the soft power is concerned. Thank you very much, Dr. Menon, for giving your very frank and open views. Now, I would like to invite a very, very important guest on our show, and he is Kalai Mamini P. Unnikrishnan. Mr. Unnikrishnan is a renowned Indian Carnatic vocalist as playback singer. He is a National Film Awardee. What makes Mr. Unnikrishnan unique is his rare ability to perform in Carnatic music, light music, fusion music, and film music with the felicity and fineness. The National Award winning playback singer hailing from Palkad has given a new dimension to South Indian playback singing, imparting to it a rare flavor of Carnatic music. Mr. Unnikrishnan has his degree in commerce from the Ramakrishna Mission Vivekanand College, Chennai. He has also earned a degree in general law and postgraduate diploma in personal management and industrial relations. He is having lots of achievements, but if I will read all the achievements, it will take my whole show. But I will be reading few of very, very, I must say, tremendous achievements which he have, and that is he has performed over 2,000 concerts across the world. He collaborated with great names across the globe for a variety of thematic concerts and fusion concerts with senior and contemporary musicians like the Ali Amin Zaz Quartet, Mandolin U. Srinivas, Pandit Vishwa Mohan Bhatt, Chitra Veena Ravi Kiran, etc., etc. He has lent his voice to popular albums like Jana Gana Man by A.R. Rahmanji, Thiruvachar Gan by Maestro Ilayaraja, Soul of India, a special interpretation of the national anthem, which were released as a symbol of India's poetic heritage. One of the popular songs, Unborn Children, tuned by Maestro A.R. Rahman and sung by Unnikrishnanji, has been used in a recent Hollywood film, $1 Million Arm. He sang his first ever film song for Oscar-winning music composer A.R. Rahman. In 1994, this song for the movie Kadalan, Inavale Adi Inavale. You have to excuse me because I am not familiar with the Malayalam, but I am trying, or it's a Tamil. Okay, it is Tamil. So you have to excuse me. So, but so he sang for the movie Kadalan, Inavale Adi Inavale, became an evergreen hit and fetched him the National Award for the Best Male Playback Singer. He has since then recorded more than 2,000 film songs in all regional languages under all the top music directors, amongst which several of them have been chart toppers. He has released over 200 albums in Carnatic music, fusion, and devotional music, which have been chart busters as well as top favorites amongst music lovers. He belonging to a family of philanthropists and Ayurvedic medicines. Mr. Unni Krishnan has taken initiative in several social causes. He has done innumerable charity concerts for the benefit of tsunami victims, the flood affected underprivileged children, and differently abled children. He recorded over 2,000 film songs and 5,000 devotional songs for Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam films. He won several awards and titles. The prominents are the title Kali Mamani by Government of Tamil Nadu in the year 1995, the title of Mridhu Garna Mani from the Shankaracharya of Kanchi, the title of Sangita Chudamani from the prestigious Krishna Gana Sabha in 2019, received 2 national awards for the best male playback singer for the year 1994 for his first ever film song Inavale from the film Kadalan, and Yuviram Ni, yeah, from Pavitra in the year 1994. He received the Tamil Nadu State Award for the Best Male Playback Singer for the year 2001 and 2004, and so on and so on and so on. So, as I mentioned, if I will start reading it, because I am getting lots of profiles from all my panelists, but I have not seen such a powerful profile of such a great artist. Welcome, Mr. P. Unnikrishnan on our show. Mr. Unnikrishnan, you have already heard what Dr. Vinduja Menon has mentioned. And she was very clear about the greatness of the artists in India and the sufferings of those artists who are not well-to-do. Now, you being one of the renowned artists, not only of South India, I must say the entire country, rather the world. Now, we would like to know from you the COVID-19 impact on artists. Mr. P. Unnikrishnan, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Goel.
Can you just switch on your video, please? I think your video is off, Mr. Unnikrishnan. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, please. Now it is on.
Yeah, it is on?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. I think...
No, again, it is gone.
Oh, it is gone, is it? Okay.
Yeah. It's not there.
One minute. Let me just...
And while he's joining, I would like to mention that he has done a consult with Pandit Vishwa Mohan Bhatt ji and Padam Vibhushan Pandit Vishwa Mohan Bhatt ji came on my show about 2 months back or 3 months back. And he has, the show was the COVID-19 impact on the classical singers. And at that time, he has also raised many issues, which I'm going to discuss with Mr. Unnikrishnan. One is, your video is still off, Mr. Unnikrishnan. If you can switch on your video, please. We are waiting for your face to see.
Okay. I think there's some...
Yes. Yeah, now it is on. Now it is on. We can see you. Yes, please go on.
Going off. So, thank you so much, Mr. Goel, for having me on the show. It's such a pleasure and it's such an honor to be here today. And thanks especially to Ms. Vinduja for the invitation and for enlightening us on various points about the difficulties artists are facing during this pandemic.
No,
Well,
again it has
again,
gone.
it's,
Yeah.
or shall I just
Yeah. Okay. So
go ahead
you,
with some? I'll
yeah.
just keep going. Maybe there's some.
Will you
Or
log out?
should you go to Mr. Job first?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
I think that will be better.
let me
So
just,
yeah. Please
I can
log
just
out
sort out
and
the
then log in.
video.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
problem. So
Yeah.
So I would like to go now to our next panelist, and he is Mr. Job Master. Mr. One moment, please. I will just. And now I would like to go to my next panelist, and he is Mr. Job Master. Some disturbance is coming.
Yes, sir. The election works going on.
Mr. Job, some noise is coming from your side.
Yeah, it's gone, sir. No problem. It was election campaign.
Okay, then it's fine. Okay, today the elections are on in Kerala. Yes. Okay, fine. So, Mr. Job Master is a renowned choreographer. He is a district secretary of All Kerala Dance Teachers Organization, Thrissur, that is called AKDTO. He is the founder and director of Arpana Dance Academy, Thrissur. He is a senior dance exponent in both classical and other forms of traditional dances. Being a danceologist and lyricist, he has been serving the art field for the past 33 years. He has done choreography in Malayalam and Hindi films, reality shows, mega stage shows, etc. He has trained more than 15,000 students all over Kerala and abroad. Many of his students were awarded with Kala Thilikam and Kala Pratibha title in various school and colleges state youth festivals. His choreography is enriched with new and original technical movements. His troupe is engaged in various TV programs in dance and dance drama. As a lyricist, he has written more than 100 dance songs, and they are widely appreciated by the dance world. MC Audio's Thrissur and Millennium Audio's Calicut has published 3 volumes of audio cassettes of the above songs. He has composed Bible themes like Ten Commandments, Puthan Panna in Bharatanatyam and Mohiniyattam style compositions, which were telecasted by Doordarshan Kendra Thrissur as Good Friday and Easter special programs. That was a great milestone in his dance career. To support the artist community during the pandemic period, he solely directed his debut short film, Chhatra, the student, to spread awareness on the sufferings of artists in the period of lockdown. Welcome, Mr. Job, on our show. Mr. Job, you have heard what Dr. Vinduja Menon has mentioned. She has given both the side, the positive side, that India is culturally very, very rich. And Indian artists are very dedicated and they are having very good name. But according to Dr. Menon, there are many, very few are having the name and fame and wealth. But the rest all are not that wealthy, not having that name or fame. And they are not suffered during the pandemic, but they were suffering before pre-pandemic also, pre-COVID era for last many years, because they are not getting full support what they used to get. But she says now the government is doing lots of things, and especially the soft power. Now, we would like to know from you, Mr. Job Master, the COVID-19 impact on artists. Mr. Job Master, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I would like to express my gratitude to you all for inviting me in this great session. And it's a great privilege also. I would like to thank my organization, AKDTO, All Kerala Dance Teachers Organization, and its patron, Guru Srimati Kalamatala Vimala Menon, and her wonderful daughter, Dr. Vinduja Menon, for inviting me here. It's a great pleasure for me to know you, sir, Goyal sir. It's a great pleasure because You are such an outstanding personality, such a great humanitarian, and you did all this for the welfare of the community of artists. Then I also wanted to start my talk with a quote. You know, art and life are the two sides of a coin. Art and life, it's that much connected. As Pablo Picasso said, art washes away the everyday best in everyday life. Art washes away best in everyday life. Pablo Picasso said so. Yes, we assume that artists are like any of us, like Newton and Da Vinci, or upper class, or middle class, or rich film stars. But I think more than 80% of artists in India are from lower middle class, and a huge number of them are from marginalized communities. Oh, you know, after 20th March, we all know, after 20th March 2020, we have to face a huge wall in front of us. It says like, you are not permitted here. It's not your space. You be there where you are. As I mentioned earlier, that marginalized communities, the very stronger part in the society, I mean, in artistic community, have to face. They have to face not the balance in their credit cards or moratorium balance repayments or what is a bank debts, nothing. They have to face how can they find out a penny or how can they fund for their next meal to protect their families? How can they find fund for their essential medicines to help their uh, seniors, parents? That was such a great situation, sir, because uh, I have to face a lot of such problems during this pandemic era. Because all the artists in Kerala, I mean, on Kerala and all over India are getting some programs during festival seasons or the gatherings happens incorporated with that seasons. When these festivals put a full stop, where do they go? Okay, they can do odd jobs or some agricultural jobs. But then too, when they go for that jobs, people ask them, "Oh, you are here. Once upon a time, what were you? You were in limelight. You were such a with such that much popularities. Now you are in down. You come to me. Okay, we don't have a job for you. Why? Because they are all people think that artists they are there to make us fun, make us happy. As Vindu just said earlier, uh, Chaplin's quote, true. All artists are, including me, thinks people think that oh they are so happy, but inside us we are crying really because getting recognized is not the problem, but getting humiliated is the main problem, I think. So the artists in India and all over world suffers a major issue that the identity. The identity is like a question mark. Is art matter or artist matter? Art and artist matter always. Wherever in French Revolution and every revolutions, every problems, whatever may be, there are artists to unite the people together with their slogans, with their performance and everything that we are getting the culture. We are through the culture, we are getting more stronger. We know about this. So art is an inseparable part of our life. So then why people are thinking that artists are essential? Art is essential. Really, sir, in this pandemic situation, we have to raise a lot of money to help the artists. Okay, state government and the central government did some help, a little help. It was not at all enough, sir. It was not at all enough. So we have to find out some money to help the poor and needy artists. For that purpose, we have to contact the public. When we reach the public, they say, oh, people are getting a lot of money. They think that artist means the silver screen and rich film artists, rich singers and everything. So they are getting publicity and their money. So why can't you go to that guys and ask them to help you? I told them we are all helping each other. And to be very frank with you, sir, in our Kerala, we got help from Anandam Foundation and Abhay, Association of Bharatanatyam Artists in India. We got help. They are almost 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs rupees. So much helps are getting from the same-minded communities or same-minded people. But in the same time, the normal people, normal society turned back. But in the same time, they need all the artists and their values when they have free time, when they have programs, when they have their functions, where they need us to be their guest of honor, to be their guest of entertainment, to make them happy, to make them proud. I have a guest, I have super guest, superhero, super guest with me. He's coming. They will publish it in the medias and everywhere. Here, that guy comes, this hero comes, or this musician comes, or this dancer comes, and he performs for my daughter's marriage. Yeah, recently in Kerala, Miss Shobhana came to perform for a dance. For a wedding ceremony. But they spent huge money for all that things now. But in this critical situation, when artists face such a challenge, everybody means almost 90% of the society turned back. They say, we don't have money. There is no work, no shops, no audience, no customers coming, nothing here. Then how can I help you? We can't help you. Oh, just 1,000 rupees, 500 rupees, like begging. Then we stop begging. From that moment, we stop begging and we find out other ways and helping within our society, within our community, and so on. And I would like to say a lot more things regarding this. That is why I just asked that question: is art matter, or is artist matter? Why? Because I have 2 kids. I taught not 2 kids. I have 15, more than 15,000 students. I have taught a lot of students, and I told everyone that this is in Kerala. In syllabus, dance is not there. Everything is extracurricular. So I told them, curriculum is your studies and extracurriculum is dance. You learn dance or you learn whatever you want, music, dance, or rhythm instruments, whatever it may be. But concentrate on your studies and grab a job. Only in that way you can survive with your art. Otherwise, in this era, I will never say that an artist with his artistic talent can survive his life. But I'm pretty sure about it. So I told my daughter and son, they are good artists, but I told them, study well and take art as a path. That's all. So I can surely say that any artist in India won't allow his or her hire to be an artist like her. Sure, maybe there are some exceptions, very little exceptions. But sir, most of them won't allow, because we know that what we have to face from the society, what we have to give back. What was the word of affection? What was the word meaning of love, care, gratitude? We had a lot. We got a lot of experience. That's why this is the main problem. Art now also art in our society is not recognized as a superb one or as a great profession. people now to think that artists are there to uh, may make them fun or give them some relaxation. Okay, there comes, there goes. That's all. Nobody cares about them. And there are some entertainers, like Chaplin said, we are all crying. We want to cry in the rain because nobody can see. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Job. Mr. Job and Mr. Job said that the art and life are two parts of the coin, two sides of the coin. And he asked a very pertinent question, and he says whether art and artist matters. And he, with full pain and anguishness, he explained. He says, this pandemic, the worst sufferers were the artists, because artists, wherever they goes, people always expect them for the entertainment purpose. For that, they will make them laugh, they will make them happy. But when they wanted for their bread butter, they wanted money or they wanted some job, people, those in general public, they were turning back. No, we are not having anything for you, no jobs for you. Why you are coming? You are such a famous person. What happened to you? Like these questions, which are hurting the artist the most. And according to Mr. Job, it was like a begging for 500. If suppose he goes to somewhere, he means any artist goes somewhere, they just give, okay, take 500 rupees, like they are the beggars. The same people, whenever there is a function, pre-COVID era or any programs, they feel proud to call the artist for their wedding of their children or for any occasion, and they used to say that, see, look, so and so artist has performed at my daughter's wedding or has come to my inaugural function, etc. And but he also mentioned one thing, ki if we will see the history, the art and the artist, the main thing is artist, they were the person who has preserved our culture and history, and he has got French Revolution. So when he says, when such types of things are on, he mentioned that the state government or the central government, they are doing very less for the artist, and only thing whatsoever is been done, it is but done by their own association, which are helping them up to a limit. But he says there are many artists who are not getting even the bread and butter or for the daily meals. So it is a very bad condition, pity conditions for the artist. And when he was talking, I was just remembering my association with ace choreographer, Bollywood ace choreographer, Mrs. Saroj Khan. I was associated with her for many years. And I found that she was so kind-hearted that even one of the top artists, I will not name, he became the topmost artist, the dancing hero of the Bollywood. When he came, approached to her, he said, I don't have money to pay your fees. She said, no problem, I will teach you. And she has not charged anything. But after some few years, then he became a super duper hero in the Bollywood. She was ill and she was admitted in the hospital. He came and he gave a 4 lakhs rupees check to the family and said, please don't tell Masterji, the Saroj Khanji, she will feel bad. But I know that she is such a kind lady. She never, if anybody pays, fine. If nobody pays, no problem. She was like that. So we can understand the situation. At that time, I used to talk to her. I said, why you are doing this? She says, no, if I will not do, who will do? Bollywood has given me so much. I want to give to others. And this is what the artist is. Artist always wants to give their art to their disciples, to everyone. And this is a situation when they want something from us. The responsibility lies with the civil society. We are responsible. We are not giving to them. Thank you very much, Mr. Job. We understand the pains and anguishness across the artist, because I am doing lots of programs on artists and I know what is the real situation. Thank you very much for giving your views so frankly. Now I would like to go back to Mr. Unni Krishnan. I'm sure now he's he's visible. Mr. Unni Krishnan is there. Yes, I can see him. Mr. Unni Krishnan, you have heard now Dr. Menon, and you have also heard Mr. Job. Dr. Menon has given both the sides, positive and negative. Mr. Job has given the reality, the real sense, the position of the artist. And to be very frank, before you will say, I will tell you one thing. The last one of the program, all the artists were talking very high that we have learned so much. This has shown us the family value. Now we have so much time to spend with our family. Everything they were talking very nicely. Then I asked only one question: are you getting satisfaction? You are financially okay, no problem. Then the lady, the artist, she started almost crying, and she says, the condition is so bad, I cannot express to anybody that I want money, because we are not beggars. We are artists. We are very emotional persons. We have a mastery on our art. And if we will ask somebody to pay us, how we can do like that? At that time, I can understand the agony and pain. Now you are a very, very successful, you are a name yourself, and you are helping many of artists, and you are doing so many things. We would like to know from you now the COVID-19 impact on artists. Mr. Unnikrishnan, please. Oh, no, please speak loudly. I can't hear you properly. No, your voice is not coming, Mr. Unnikrishnan.
Hello, check. You hear now?
No, very less. Can you just remove your earphones and then try? Just see if without earphones, if the voice will come.
Well, I removed it, and now.
Now it is better. Still, if you just speak loudly, then I think that will be better. Sorry?
Check. None of you can hear?
Very less, very less. Dr. Menon, please help me. Can you hear properly? I can't hear myself. Dr. Menon, please unmute. Please unmute, Dr. Menon, and just...
Very little, Luneta, very little. Not clear what you're trying to speak. You want to hold your speaker like this? Your phone
mic,
like this?
Your mic,
നമുക്ക് സെൽഫായിട്ട് അതിൽ നമുക്ക് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും നമ്മുടെ
now you speak.
Capacity.
Now please speak.
Check. 1, 2.
No, we can't hear you. No. I think some problem is going on.
Hello.
Just see. Meanwhile, I will tell one more incident. Not incident, rather it was in a film. What the Mr. Job was explaining, and even Dr. Menon has explained about the flight of an artist. So I remembered one Hindi movie, Mera Naam Joker, in which the role of Joker was played by great showman Raj Kapoor ji. And while he was playing in the last segment, or which one of the segment, he came to know that his mother is no more. But he has to play as a Joker. And he was wearing a dark glasses, but he was, from inside, he was crying, and he was showing that he was laughing, and he was making others laugh. This is the life of an artist. Artist is such a person who can make you laugh, who can make you cry, who can bring all emotions. But today they require us. And what we are doing, I am sure that we require to rethink. What is the position now, Mr. Unnikrishnan? Can we hear you now?
1 minute. I'll just.
Please increase the volume of your device. Try. I think some.
What the issue is? Let me just.
Now it is better. You have increased. You now.
It's coming better.
Now it is better. You just bring your mic to your close to your. Just.
Is it better?
It is not better. I will say that. Just try from the other device. I think you are joining from the other device also. Just see. Other device.
Hello.
Yes. Now close the earlier device. Please close the earlier device. One moment.
Okay.
Yes. You close the earlier device. The earlier. Now. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Good. Okay. Thanks. Sorry once again for all that confusion. So thank you very much, Mr. Goel, for having me on this show. Very interesting points Mr. Job and Binduja brought out. And of course, we all know that there have been a lot of positives that this pandemic has brought. I mean, what I think is the biggest, the positive that has happened is that a lot of artists came together. Most of the time we've always been busy performing and doing our own stuff, traveling, and we never really thought about the other artists, your fellow artists. But with this pandemic, I think it just brought all musicians together to help musicians in need. And that's the best thing that happened here. And that's something I would like to also share. Although, yes, we all know that this pandemic has brought a lot of financial stress, mental stress due to uncertainties, and that eventually leading to a lot of depression, affecting their health. See, most of the musicians, they don't have proper medical insurances. When we talk about artists, we always talk about singers, dancers, maybe instrumentalists. But there are so many other art forms, so many brilliant artists who are neglected, ignored. Even otherwise, even if in normal circumstances, many of them don't get opportunities. And then can you imagine in a pandemic like this, they're all completely devastated because, of course, we have online performances, but not everybody can perform from their living rooms. They don't have the facility. Not everybody has that. Very, very few, a handful of us, we probably have. So at least God has been kind to some of us. And seeing the our fellow musicians suffer, many of us frontline artists came together and decided to provide artists, families with a monthly assistance of at least, say, to start off with 3,000 to 5,000, at least for a few months to cover the costs of their basic rations and provisions. Initially, this was all done through personal contributions of artists, and then through their contacts, through our students, we reached out to all over the world, and students and good-hearted people all over the world. A lot of people came forward to contribute. See, I am a vice president of an organization called the GCMA. It's the Global Carnatic Musicians Association. We started this last year to represent Carnatic musicians, protect their interests, provide avenues and opportunities for leveraging benefits, both financial and otherwise, and to build and promote better relationships between the artists and government institutions, organizations, media, the Rasikas, and sponsors. So when the pandemic came in March, we were already ready, and we had this association in place, and we could immediately swing into action and provide support to about 500 musicians. It's a small number, but we were able to at least we had the database of all these 500 musicians who are already members. And so we've been providing them with at least 5,000 rupees every month from the time this pandemic started. Our next project on the agenda is to provide medical insurance to musicians and their families at very subsidized rates. The first year, we are planning to sponsor the medical insurances for the members. And then later on, when things improve, I'm sure the families will be able to fend for themselves. And the same thing happened for film musicians. I mean, we have, like I said, there are so many different areas when you take artists.
It's not only just musicians. Even in music, you have the Carnatic side, the classical side, the film side. So film musicians that's a huge community. So the same thing happened in the film to the film musicians as well. Everybody ran out of jobs, no performances, nothing. So again, a few musicians, myself, Mr. Srinivas, a very renowned playback singer, and even Ms. Sujata, and a few others, we started what is called a United Singers Charitable Trust. And we organized an online concert. We organized this on. It went on for about 6 hours. The concert was 6 hours, where we had the biggest names in the industry, including Shri A.R. Rahman. He performed, Hariharan ji, Shankar Mahadevan ji, and so many of them performed. And we were able to collect about 52 lakhs. And we have been distributing this to needy musicians and their families. And we are now going to start a pension scheme as well for musicians above the age of 60 years. Of course, this 3,000 or 5,000 we are giving is really small. But whatever we could do, at least, it'll at least give them a meal. And we are only doing what we can to do to these musicians and their families as much as possible. As long as we have the money, we'll be able to distribute it and help. But after that, what are we going to do? It may be difficult to sustain this continuously. This is where I think the government has to, come in and help artists. If you look at what has actually happened, there's been hardly any support from the government organizations, at least here in the South. They have not been able to reach out. I'm not sure whether it is because we haven't been effectively able to reach out to the government. We haven't been able to give them the right data, but a lot of, we have representation has gone, and we have sent letters to the chief ministers, to all the organizations and the government bureaucrats and everybody. We have been trying to reach out to them, but still we're not able to. We have not been able to reach out effectively. So what do we need to do? We need to identify how to do this. Because when we say artists, it means, it's a huge community: actors, technicians, musicians, music directors, dancers, cinematographers. It's such a huge group. And also each of them have their own representation. They have their own associations. They have their own unions. So that's why it becomes so complicated. So we need to make one very, very, effective representation to tackle this problem. Especially in Tamil Nadu, if you look at the main government organization, it's called the EL Isai Nataka Mantram. In fact, they did help a few musicians. They put out an advertisement saying we are going to help artists by paying 1,000 rupees. But then, it's again hearsay. Some of them may not know. It just comes, some ad comes in the paper. They put it in the Tamil newspaper, and then, most of them don't know. And it just doesn't go to the right people. Unless it is properly channelized, it doesn't really make sense. And it's actually so sad, because whenever the government wants to boost, for example, tourism or any other project, art and culture, especially music and dance, always they use it for this purpose, right? We are all cultural ambassadors, and when a pandemic like this comes, the first people they throw away or who are being abandoned will be the artists, and nobody absolutely cares for them. So, I think it would be really good for every state government, the local cultural committee or renowned cultural organizations to organize at least programs for artists through webinars, workshops, or online performances, and remunerate them. See, for artists, for us, we want to perform. I mean, getting money is one thing, but that satisfaction of performing for an audience is the biggest thing for an artist. That comes first. Money comes later. It's so important to create the opportunities so artists can perform, because if they don't perform, they get into a depression. Many artists go into a depression. They're not able to sing. Their creativity is gone. They've been robbed of that, live performance, because most of us, when we perform, it is looking at the audience and seeing the audience, the artists decide what we are going to perform. So it's like it's a relationship. It's a kind of give and take that happens on the concert platform, and that is completely gone, and that's so sad. So when are we going to see the light at the end of the tunnel is the big question. Of course, we can't completely blame the government as well, because they're also facing challenges tackling the economy, which has also taken a backseat. Mostly, most of the classical music and performances thrive on sponsorships and corporate sponsorships. Now, with this pandemic, sponsors are also not forthcoming. So really can't blame them. But businesses are affected. It's all a cascading effect. So the government helping artists or protecting the art from for the government, that may not be a priority. Protecting art, protecting artists, and helping artists. So that's why it's so important to come together and make the right representation. And I think what you're doing, sir, Goel, the kind of work that you're trying to do, creating the awareness is just so amazing. I think what I would say is we need to help them to help us. So I think this the central and the state governments need to work in tandem to reduce the pain of the artist community. The government should create an endowment, with the help of maybe philanthropic foundations, corporate houses. I mean, there's a lot of money. I mean, this country, you can't complain at all, because it has to be channelized. That's all. The government should create an endowment with the help of philanthropic corporate houses, individual citizens, good-hearted people, and provide financial assistance. The immediate requirement is to put some money in everybody's pocket. And of course, the long-term goal should be to create infrastructure to nurture their creativity and offer lifelong support. Since we all know that the recovery of this whole industry, the performance industry, is going to be really slow. So we need to the government really needs to help us, help artists. And what I would say is we have a lot of very, very good organizations. Like, for example, we started this Global Carnatic Musical Association. We have this United Singers Charitable Trust. I'm sure there are many organizations. Shubha Mudgal, she started something. I think it's called Artists for Artists, I think. And so there are so many of these organizations. The government, I think, should work in tandem. So already they have a database. We know who the artists are, and who are all suffering. We've got a good database. So we will be able to work in tandem with the government and be able to give those details. And of course, I don't know if you may have heard of the Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So something like that. I think we should bring in something like that for even musicians. So there is a sustained kind of income for artists. I think a huge role can be played by the Sangeet Natak Academy, or the National Academy of Music and Dance, the Ministry of Culture, and they could really bring together and set up a lot of things to support various art forms, including music, performing arts, sculpture, painting, even films. I mean, the sky's the limit. So I think that's the only way we can move forward. And because like Vinduja had mentioned, that the tradition of our country is so rich. I mean, there's no other country in this world can boast of such treasures, of our cultural treasure, cultural history, heritage. And we need to protect it, and we need to protect artists, and we need to let them explore and explode their talent and their creativity if this has to thrive. So
Thank you very much, Mr. Unnikrishnan, for giving such a nice views about the art and artist.
What happened?
I think you just lost him. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I can hear you all, but can't hear God, sir.
I think probably must have lost him.
Yeah, we three are live except for Mr. Goyal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's wait for him. He will join us soon. Oh, I become the host now? Wow.
Yeah, you can. You can. You can continue the show.
Just hold on. He'll join us in a few minutes.
Probably there was some kind of a connection problem.
Unnikrishnan sir, your daughter is an amazing singer now.
Oh, thank you.
And our regards.
I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Job.
And I have seen your wife performing in her school youth festival days.
Oh, okay.
At Calicut.
Okay.
Priya and Divya. Divya is, I also seen Divya's performance too. I know that.
Oh, really? Okay. I must.
For sure, sir.
Nice.
ഒരു വെറ്ററൻ ഡാൻസ് മാസ്റ്റർ ഉണ്ട് ചാർലി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ചാർലി മാസ്റ്റർ ആയിരുന്നു അന്ന് ദിവ്യ പ്രിയെ പഠിപ്പിച്ചിരുന്നത്.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back.
Yes. I am sorry. The same thing happened to me. My net has gone down. Now this is the situation. So what I was mentioning about that his daughter, such a talented Uttara, she won the national award in our debut song, and this is a very unique. I think this must be the only incidents when the father and the daughter won on the debut song the national award. Such a talented family. Hats off to you. Now I would like to go for our next round. That is a question answer round. Although the time is short, but Dr. Vinduja, you were the honorary secretary of the one-man expert commission, and you have written about the soft power as well as you have mentioned about the art and culture. Can you just enlighten it in a very brief so that I will go for the another. So about say 3-4 minutes. In the 3-4 minutes, can you brief that what you have done for the art and culture? Because when we are talking of the artist, Dr. Vinduja Menon, please.
Yeah. So before talking about the recommendation parts of it, I think I have to mention the man of ideas here, the Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose IAS himself. He's such a visionary. I think, Goel, you know him very well personally. Such a visionary person, such a veteran. Though a bureaucrat, but he's very creative, very vision and mission oriented person. So I know him personally from a very long time, very childhood days. But this is the first time I'm getting associated to him with work. So, of course, it was a tedious thing to work with his spontaneity and rapidness, briskness, basically. But yes, I have tried my level best to match his speed. I want to definitely thank Bosar for this great opportunity to work with him and to work for the artists across India. So there is a kind of 50 plus recommendations which we have already drafted. So by end of this month, positively, it would be submitted to our Honorable Prime Minister as well as the Cultural Department and the varied departments which it needs to go. So it starts with a national mission of art and culture, to flag as the flagship for the promotion of India's soft power. And we recommend Art Authority of India, to nurture, promote, as Unnatan rightly said, it needs nurturing, promotion and propagate art, craft, traditional knowledge and other varied skills. It should be that should be a seminal agency which can provide social security and take the overall development of artists across the country. And see, when I say artist here, it's not only the performing artist. It's not only the traditional or folk artists. Whatever comes under the banner, the big banner art, anything, any artist, any performers, any literary personalities. So it is AAL, which means artist, artisans, and labor. That's triple AL. So the first thing which we found is the kind of lackness in the registry, in the kind of creative resources registry. So there is no registry. Of course, Unnatan said that we had, of course, Job Marsh also will tell that it is a very limited, every association has a registry where it is only limited to that particular association. So the government needs to have a Indian a creative or artistic resources registry, and which can provide a UID for all the registered members, through which we can do kind of insurance or assured basic income for the artist. Then there should be a national security board which we are recommending. Then the digital transformation at this time, I think, which is most important, is India never lacks in any of the things, but digital transformation for art and culture is also mandatory change in I think in Indian. But again, being a stage performer, I know it is not a great thing for the stage performers, but we need to understand the circumstances and move accordingly to preserve and promote art and culture in India. Again, we have every time whenever I think of a artistic institution, I always feel it has to be in different districts, a naturally live heritage village where it promotes the stage culture or promotes the traditional art forms, traditional cuisines. So it can be involved in a heritage village. There are so many things, Mr. Goel. I know from your expression you want me to stop here, but it's endless number of.
I know.
We have kept ready. Hopefully, if this goes very well, I'm praying my best. I'm praying my best. The efforts all are taken very well, and it is shaped and drafted very well under the leadership of Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose. And I want to thank again to him for the time and efforts that he has taken for this, especially for the arts and culture and the artists across India. So hopefully this comes out. There should be some great revolution happening in India for sure.
Thank you very much. Mr. Unni Krishnan, you have heard what Dr. Binduja
Yes.
Menon has said. You
Yeah.
want to add anything in just 1 minute? In 1 minute, please.
Yeah, I think only somebody like Mr. Ananda Bose and somebody so passionate like Binduja who can work towards it, and it has to reach the right person. So for that we need people like Ananda Bose, who's an IAS officer, very experienced, and he will be. They could team up, and this could be a great initiative, I'm sure.
Thank you very much. Mr. Job Master, you want to add anything in this?
Sure, sir. I'm totally agree with Dr. Binduja Menon. And I also for a data bank of artists. I repeat, a data bank for artists. As in that data bank, that margin communities must be the artists from every segment of life must be in that data bank. And government must provide them a special ID, something like UPI ID or something like that, and that should get connected with the government agencies at any time.
Okay, thank you very much. So today you have seen the positive and negative side, both the sides of the impact of COVID-19 on artists, and see the pain and anguish. Although they are doing their best themselves, they have created their own associations, their own efforts are helping. But as our panelist has, even Unni Krishnan has mentioned, there are a number of artists which are not there on the in the association. What is going to happen to them? When we require them, we always look towards the artist, whether it's a marriage or the birth of a child or whatsoever, we always see towards artists. Today, they require us. Why they should only look towards the government? Why not to the civil society? We all are also responsible. If it in person, we can't hold the programs, why not online? Please try to encourage the artists. Take them online for your few small gatherings, even for 50 or 100 people, and try to illuminate them so at least they can survive this difficult time. And then once this difficult time, which I'm sure is going to over very soon, then again, these artists will be there glittering in the sky like anything. And then again, we will proudly say they are our artists. And the artist will also proudly say, this is the civil society which helped us during this difficult time. Thank you very much for joining us. And today's program has been live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, Newsgaon se Samvad Sarokar News, as well as it was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. And our endeavor is to bring to you every day new topic, current topic. And as you know, today the India is playing the second T2 or T20 match today in Australia. And tomorrow we have to analyze the match with the specialist. So the tomorrow's program will be dedicated to the cricket, like the earlier we have done the Chak De India. We have not decided the topic name because we will decide after the match today. But for the timing, we can say the Chak De India 2 tomorrow. And our expert guests are Mr. Surendra Khanna, member, Indian Premier League IPL Governing Council, former Indian cricketer and wicketkeeper from Chandigarh, wing commander Arjit Ghosh, former Ranji Trophy cricketer, coach and match referee, former secretary, Air Force Sports Board from Bengaluru, and Mr. G. Raja Raman, freelance journalist and editor, circleofsports.com from Delhi. They all are going to give their expert opinions about this T20 series and will say something about the forthcoming Test series with India and Australia. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Unni Krishnan. Thank you very much, Dr. Binduja Menon. And thank you, Mr. Job Master, for joining and giving your enlightening views. I'm sure our viewers might be enlightened and they might be doing something definitely for our artists. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks.